Hey, welcome back to our FTL Let's Play. This is Doug Zidarose from GameShampoo, and
This is Nick, Quickdraw Crobat from Earth.
Alright, now we
I'm
just...
Earthling.
Yes. Well, we have an Earthling on there. Or a human.
Actually, as it turns out, we don't.
Oh.
That crew member only has 50 health, indicating that they are, in fact, a hologram.
Okay, plainly this is not on the,
Right.
Ah,
So
smeg
holograms
me.
have reduced health, but are completely unaffected by the lack of oxygen because they're holograms.
Huh. Wait, you're saying Willow is a smegging hardlight hologram?
I don't know whether or not there's any smeg involved. She is a hardlight hologram. So, we're moving
Good sir.
to...
You need to catch up on your red dwarf.
No, I understand exactly what you meant. I just really don't want to contemplate whether or not there is any smeg involved with Willow. Anyhow,
Fair enough.
moving to the next beacon, we find it empty, and a nearby space station gives us some supplies, because
Woo!
they don't like the rebels.
I
Brings us
love
back
those
up to
places.
3 scrap. That's handy.
Yep, now we just need to hope we roll another event.
We need to pick up another 17 scrap, for which purpose I am going to go to this right-hand location. So from there, we can jump into the nebula, and then from the nebula to the exit before the rebels get there.
A most ingenious plan, Captain.
Why, thank you. So, we find a pirate ship, a mantis pirate ship, with a teleporter.
Oh, balls.
They're pursuing a vessel that we don't know. But...
And they're offering us a bribe.
Yes. Now, I would very much like to try to be a hero.
But...
And our Zoltan shield does
Oh,
give
yeah.
us some protection against teleporting.
Yep.
And it's better rewards than the bribe from the pirate. So I think we're going to take a bit of a risk, because if you look at those Mantis ship, you can see that they almost certainly don't have through-shield weapons.
Yeah.
Which means that we have a chance to knock out their weapon systems before they break through our Zoltan shield, and that will prevent them from teleporting anyone on.
Yeah. And with a
Oh,
little...
dear. Well, that was unfortunate.
Wait, that's a cluster shot, and... No, that's a revamp of a weapon. Oh, gods. Please no. Please say most of those miss.
Okay, this is being tricky.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no!
I haven't caught up with you yet, so I don't know what's going... Wait, do they have a
dang.
Zoltan shield bypass? Do they
I don't
have
know if
a...
they have a Zoltan shield bypass, but they
Never
just
mind,
built
our shields
hologram.
are... Oh. That's bad.
Yes. Also multiple hull breaches.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they're not doing any hull damage in the process of creating breach after breach after breach. Unfortunately,
Don't say
that's
that.
because they're trying to take our ship away from us.
So...
I'm just going to have to expose them to hard vacuum and hope that they die of suffocation.
Not a bad little plan.
Well, it's a plan that could be better. Because we
yeah.
don't have reinforced doors, so it doesn't take them very long to break into anywhere.
Yeah, I would generally suggest... You know, I think it'd be worth the hit to evasion to throw the Zoltan crew member into doors. Just to buy us a little extra time. Or else that Engie's gonna die quick.
Actually, I have a different plan.
Okay.
It's called break them so much they run away.
Alright. Either this will succeed, or, well, again, they seem to be interested in running the hell away. Of course, if our crew dies, our crew dies.
Breaking our systems than actually destroying our ship, which is fortunate for us because they aren't touching our weapons at all. And that means that we can wreck their faces.
True, we're one away from that, and then you probably want to space them as much as possible. And maybe they'll surrender? I don't know how Captain's Edition
works.
works.
12 scrap.
This is good.
And it turns out they were attacking, of all things, a rebel scout. Go figure. Well, we can convince them to delay the pursuing fleet, but we need scrap bad. So we're going to destroy the ship
and salvage it.
Because that gives us enough scrap to finally buy shields. Which
I
we
approve.
Need very badly.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Okay, and just like in the editions I'm used to.
Alright, come on.
Come on.
Surely I can.
Space
There
faster.
we go. Finally, I forced them to fight us in the medbay. God, trying the whole time to do that.
Okay. Yeah, by just opening up the vacuum everywhere.
Yes, because they flee vacuum. You know, is kind of unhealthy for them.
It is. Okay. Alright, time for the aftermath.
Now a repair cycle begins.
Alright, folks,
maybe people don't need to watch this.
No, they don't. For them, it'll be a couple seconds. Us, it'll be a while. Okay, everything's patched. We have shields.
And we got the first layer of shields, although we can't really power it right now.
Yeah, for now, but it won't be that long.
I mean, technically we can. All we have to do is turn off the med bay and one layer of engine, and then we can turn on shields.
Well, that or...
I'll leave that for after the Zoltan shield comes down.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
okay,
relevant
and...
thing we were talking about was the hologram crew, who don't suffocate, which means that if you have a crew that's entirely holograms, what you can do is just open all of the internal and external doors, turn off the oxygen, and Mantis will hate you forever.
Actually,
Rock aren't terribly fond of you when you do that either.
No, actually, anything alive is not fond of you doing that. Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, oh. That's
unfortunately, this does nothing about boarding drones, which are really nasty to deal with.
Yeah, okay, I won't argue that. But actually,
yes.
Pardon me, with, on the note of the hologram crew, which I didn't know this edition had the expanded content in the advanced edition. You got those, like, the spiny race. I'm forgetting their name. It starts with an L. I'm looking it up. Just give me a second.
Right.
Oh my god. Yeah, if you don't
I'm
like
steering
oxygen
us into a nebula.
Yeah. If you don't like oxygen, they are your best friend. They will drain the oxygen from the room.
Right.
Lanius drains oxygen from occupied room, immune to suffocation, and minus 20% movement, but whatever. I've done runs with them where I have one human member. All the other doors are open, so vacuum everywhere except around my human.
Alright, so, going into the nebula, we find a pirate station.
we are not in a good position. Well,
Fortunately, they only have one layer of shields.
They have one layer of shields, laser, and I'd bet missiles. Not sure what kind.
Yes, that.
Oh dear God, I was wrong.
Kind of missile thing.
There are two guns. Yeah, laser, missile. So we've got about a barrage.
Being a big missile, it has a long charge-up time, which means I can shut off their lasers while it's still charging.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the missile, and that shuts off our shields. So I am going to power up our regular shields.
Yes.
Our ion is going to continue taking down their shield, and our beam is going to shut off their weapons some more.
Yeah. Holy crap, that was 4 shield.
Yep. Big missile.
Very big missile.
Fortunately, having one layer of shields is enough for us for now. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we're talking.
Ew, hold on. Okay, there was... okay, the broadcast encountered a little hiccup there, sorry folks. But back to the fight. Not that it really stopped.
Back to the fight in progress. Back to the slow fight in which we take down the pirate outpost with no actual remaining threat to us.
Yeah.
They can't fix stuff, and as fast as we shut it off.
Yeah.
Especially not when I take a moment to divert and turn off their oxygen by putting a hole through it.
That is always helpful.
So, having defeated the pirates, we get 2 missiles, a drone, and 20 scrap. Which is exactly what we need to increase our power.
Indeed. This is always good.
That when we need shields, we only have to turn off the medbay.
I approve of this. Only shutting down the medbay is comparably a lot handier.
Yes. And with the rebels slowed down by the nebula, we can take another stop in the nebula before going to the exit.
Yeah, probably that, that northwestern one. I'm doing that thing I do.
And as it turns out,
hold on.
Find here
still waiting to see the roll. There we go.
An enemy automated ship that cuts off our drones from our communications. Oh no.
Oh no, all our drones. Whatever shall we do?
I believe surgically remove the enemy weapons system is the most likely activity to take here.
Ooh. Oh man. Okay, so that's a bomb. And rotating lasers. Well, we took down the laser.
Yep, but now they're charging
that's an ion bomb.
Self-destruct. Yep, ion bomb. But we have a layer of shield now.
Yay!
So we're okay.
Shields stopped us from being destroyed.
Well, shut down or something.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway,
I think they're trying
another drone and more scrap. You know what more scrap means?
More power.
More power to us. Indeed.
Yes.
From here, we can get to the exit in time to leave. So, here we are at the beacon, where there was a fight. There's wreckage. We can investigate the wreckage, taking a risk to try and gain something from it, or we can ignore it. I think we're going to investigate the wreckage and find a Mantis ship, but it's a Mantis ship with no teleporter.
Always good news.
It's a Mantis mine layer.
That's
We are
slightly less good news.
absolutely not surrendering to this mine layer. No, what we're going to do is we're going to try and shut them down.
Huh? Ooh. Wait.
Theoretically, we should stand a pretty good chance against them, and we really need to do something that'll get us more scrap. So we can do things like fix our ship.
Yeah.
Particularly now, before things get harder and fixing our ship becomes a thing that we become unable to do because we can't beat anything anymore.
Yeah, at which point we wind up floating debris.
Well, at which point we wind up probably dying the next time we run into something to fight.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
And then we have a strange thing happen.
Hold on, I have yet to see this strange thing.
You're about to.
Yeah, there.
Just after bellowing this last order, everything becomes still for a second. We see ourselves from the outside, clutched to one of the silver railings that lines the ship bridge, shouting orders, gesticulating at the screen. Then we remember our parents, our childhood, our time at the academy, the line of cause and effect that brought us here to another fight to the death. What has become of us?
I have no clue. Hey, we're trying to stop, the rebels from utterly cementing their hold on the galaxy, the universe. One of those. Yeah, don't wait for me. Continue on.
Oh, no, that's, you're delayed, remember? I am continuing.
I
am continuing and continuing and continuing and continuing.
Oh.
And
actually, that's a nice little touch. Actually. Hey, so the closer you get to death, you kind of... those moments where your life flashes before your eyes. Nice!
Yep. But we made it. We
fought
to the bitter end, but we made it.
Yeah, I just saw them hit one hull, so... One hull and the Pernac beam is over 75% charged and about to fire, I'm sure.
Yep, which means it's time to move on to the next sector. Now, we could go for... Okay, so our options are a civilian sector and a hostile sector. If we go to the civilian sector, we can avoid Nebula entirely. But we see less events that give us benefits. On the other hand, if we go to the hostile sector, the events that can give us benefits will be more risky, and we're in a bad spot. So I think we're taking the civilian sector.
Yeah, that'll give us a better chance to patch up.
I really don't want to get shot down in Sector 3.
No.
I'd like to make it the whole way here.
Yeah, preferably the whole way. I'll accept somewhere between 4 to 6, too. Maybe the last one.
So we're traveling to the next sector, and I'm
Home
taking
volume
the
16
fuel option because I would
We've
like to not have the rebels catching up to us right away.
Yeah.
That also means that on arrival, we now get a choice. We can talk to our crew, we can consider some upgrades, or we can open our bounty hunter database and find someone to go kill for money or scrap. I'm taking the bounty hunter option because
I
we
like
need
option
scrap.
3. We do need scrap. Incidentally, to repair the ship.
Oh, yes. We needed to repair the ship. However, there is one problem.
Okay. What is this problem?
There are no marks in this sector. There's no one on the bounty contract list in this area.
The NG have no need for your services right now.
I unfortunately then have wasted the effect of arriving at the first beacon in the sector.
Aw. Well, that was our throw. It didn't pan.
Yep, sometimes it just doesn't.
Yep.
So, we have movement options, and I think that between the three of them...
Yeah, that looks good.
Wind up going with the center one.
I like that. That gives us the most overall options.
Right. And here we find that we have come to an almost empty beacon. Almost.
Yep.
There's also this dead space station here,
Ooh.
which
Well,
means
yeah, I'm just.
that we can scrap it.
Yep.
On the upside, we are going to get some scrap. On the downside,
There
it
might be
turns
a
out the
bomb.
rebels bugged.
Did I call it?
Well, it's not a bomb. The rebels bugged it.
Oh.
Means their movement rate for this next jump is doubled.
Oh.
Fortunately, that to keep us from visiting multiple beacons. So I'm going to look at these 2 stores we can visit, and I'm going to take the one closer to the start of the sector.
Alright,
That
good
one
plan.
is to be reachable once the rebels arrive there.
Yeah, that also puts us in a position it's gonna. No, we've got the time.
We've got the time.
So, yeah, onwards.
Well, so at this store we can pick up a replacement hologram. His name is Samuel.
Hello, Samuel.
Also get an Engie, another Zoltan who's already trained in engines.
Always
But
handy.
we have a Zoltan who's trained better than that in engines already.
Hmm.
Also the long-range scanners, a hull repair kit, which lets you spend time at an empty beacon to repair your hull, and an advanced cloaking field, which is an upgrade that lets you shoot while you're cloaked. Between the crew, really the holograph is going to be the most useful. Although I don't think I'm going to consider any of those upgrades.
Yeah.
Listing options. On
Yeah,
page
long range
2.
scanners, advanced cloaking field, both those are.
So we have some interesting options on page 2. Unfortunately, they're pretty universally out of our price range.
Yeah.
You get the crew teleporter, which is good for boarding actions, but we don't really do that. We could pick up the artillery weapon, which would be nice to have, but it consumes power and it costs a hell of a lot. So we really can't afford that. And there's mind control also, which would
Nice,
be neat to
but
have.
no.
But again, consumes power we haven't got and expensive. We also have some interesting weapon options. There's a flak gun, which takes down shields and does damage to a large area, but charges slowly. That's an interesting little weapon added by... Anyway, we also have the stun cluster bomb, which does no damage at all. All it does is consume a missile to stun enemy crew through shields.
Which is very
really
handy.
useful if you're doing boarding actions or you want to stop someone from repairing, but it consumes missiles and otherwise it's just not going to win you a fight. Not on its own. Finally, we have the artillery laser.
Nifty, but we can't afford it.
More than nifty. Look at that damage, dog.
Look
Look at that fire
6.
chance. Look at that breach chance. Look
High
at that stun duration.
stun. 18-second charge. 1 shot per.
That's-
Doesn't matter. Holy crap.
In my imagination, we are purchasing the artillery laser, and we are using it to wreck some face quite mightily.
Oh
my
boy,
imagination.
howdy.
In
Yeah.
reality, we're just fixing the heck out of our hull.
Yeah.
Because as nice as having that hologram crew would be, they're not trained in anything, and we're well below 10. I'd like to survive a fight.
Yeah, this is a good call.
Which means it's time to jump. Fortunately, we have an interesting option when jumping. We can jump to a distress beacon.
Distress is good, because the stress gives us
Especially
choices.
when we find someone who we can give a little bit of fuel, and hopefully they'll be able to give us something in return.
That would be nice.
I mean, we could just continue on, or we could be evil and loot their ship. But really, our best option is to give them the fuel.
Alright, so we dropped to 9. And
Drop to 9,
what's the
but
roll?
it pays off quite a bit.
Still waiting for the results.
Wait no longer, my friend. We have been paid 35 scrap.
I approve of this very much, let me tell you.
Yep. Which leaves us with the question, got scrap, what do?
Just kind of given how things are, I would say either save it to invest into shields or medbay, or, well, I guess upgrade the engines.
Well, see, we could upgrade the engines when we need them.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to save the scrap just in case it comes in handy further on.
True.
Who knows when we're going to run into another store?
Yeah. Now let's try and
we
save
could
as much
go
as we
for,
can.
50% evasion autopilot or something, but I'd rather just move on and try to succeed at another thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of moving on, distress beacon.
Oh, way. Oh, wow, we are right in the warning zone.
Yep. But we're about to jump ahead.
Yes, a nice distance ahead. Oh.
As it turns out, we're jumping ahead. It's a trap! Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't like this math. Because that's a heavy-duty beam cannon.
That's a Zoltan shield and 2 layers of shield. Yeah, the beam cannon is apt to be annoying.
Yeah, looks like that's... Oh god, what's that other one?
We have Ion. And we have a 2 damage, 1 point weapon. Which means...
Yeah, we should be able to punch through that.
Well, we should be able to shut it off.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we're in a bit of a bad spot here. Because they have a big, giant, fat beam.
Oh. Yeah, and I know what that weapon is now.
This
once
may
I saw
be a
the
losing proposition, but I'm gonna give it a good go anyway.
Yeah, worst case scenario.
Okay,
yeah,
that was interesting.
You're more than 75% charged on the drive, so you could potentially jump out. Ah, man, I can...
Oh dear. Yes, we are going to be leaving. We're going to be leaving most immediately because their beam is way the heck too much system damage. And just put a giant hole in our weapons.
Yes, GTFO.
To the distress beacon.
To the next distress beacon and hope we can manage it. Alright.
Unfortunately, as it turns out, this next distress beacon is just an asteroid field event.
Alright, well,
which means that we take a little damage helping people out.
Alright, well, we're coming up on that half-hour mark, so...
Alright, so, took a little damage, but we got a bunch of scrap off of those people we helped.
Which is very awesome.
Oh yes, that is going to be really, really important.
Yeah, I'd say shields there. Alright, well, that's it for this particular round. I'm Zidarose from GameShampoo, and...
I am Quickdraw Crobat from this galaxy.
Alright,
there might be a different one in an alternate universe.
Yeah. Now, little annotation in the bottom left, so you can go check out his site. His channel. Watch vids, send him some love. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can keep up to date and enjoy our FTL Let's Play. Take care.
Be well.